Hello everyone, hope you're good and be happy always. Once again, welcome to Shachi's Academy, and today we will discuss cost output estimation methods. These are very important methods and you may receive a question, you may get a question in your exams for that, and that's why we have come up with this answer. Let's start. Utility of cost estimation. What is the utility? What is the use? We know that the total cost varies directly with the level of output. When output increases, total cost also varies directly with it. Why? Because we need more of assets, we need more of inputs to produce more output, and for those inputs we pay more cost, and that's why our cost increases directly with increase in our output. More the output, more will be the cost. Lesser the output, lesser will be the cost. Okay. The knowledge of how the total cost, average cost and marginal cost behave with the level of output is useful for decision making. In your business, decision making is a very important task, otherwise you may fail in your business or you may lag behind in your business in market. So for that you need cost estimation. So decision making may be of different types. Some may be regarding whether to increase the output. You may have to consider at some points in your business that whether you have to increase your output or decrease your output, and what will be the cost involved in that. Then whether the plant is having optimum size. What is optimum size? The size at which you are producing the maximum possible level of output and you have all the resources fully utilized. That is optimum size of your output. That means you are covering the whole market, you are producing maximum amount that you are capable of producing in your existing plant size and machine size. Okay, so that is optimum size. Whether to introduce new product in market. When you do any business, you may want to produce any new product or introduce any new product to the market. So whether it is feasible, it is profitable to introduce new product or not, that too can be determined with the with the help of cost estimation. That decision can be made. Whether to increase price or supply. Whether you have to choose to increase supply or increase price, because with increased price you may get more profit by selling lesser amount of commodities, but by increasing supply you may have to reduce your price. So what is the bargain, what is the take off from this decision? You have to just determine with the help of cost estimation. Then whether to enter new market. Entering new market can be challenging at times, and before that you always need to consider what is the cost involved in entering that market. If you happen to incur more cost in comparison to profit, that means if costs are larger then the profits you will get, or the profits are lesser, that means you should not enter that market. Or if costs are lesser and profits are more or larger, then you can freely or happily enter that market. Okay, then these decisions would largely depend on the exact amount by which the total cost increases with increase in output from one particular level to another, and the resultant shape of the average cost curve as the plant size is increased. So the average cost curve will tell you what is per unit cost of your commodity production, and with the help of that shape you can determine whether you have to produce or not. We have already discussed all the costs, all the different types of costs we have discussed. We have discussed the graphs, long run, short run, everything, marginal cost, average cost. You may refer to previous videos for that and read them thoroughly. Then here, what are the methods of cost estimation? Number 1, engineering approach. Number 2 is accounting approach, and number 3 is statistical approach. So the code may be EAS. You remember EAS, that is E for engineering, S, A for accounting, and S for statistical. E for engineering, A for accounting, and S for statistical approach. EAS you may remember, and 3 methods are there. Then engineering approach. Engineering method of cost estimation is based directly on the physical relationship of inputs to output and uses the price of inputs to determine cost. So here price is very important and the physical quantities are important. If you are buying 10 kg of certain commodity and the price of that commodity is 10 rupees, that means 10 times 100. So 100 rupees you are investing. This is very simple method. So physical quantities have to be borne in mind, and then the price of commodities have to be considered while estimating this method. This method of estimating real world cost function rests clearly on the knowledge that the shape of any cost function is dependent on production function and price of inputs. So two things are important: production function and price. Production function we will be dealing in our next video. And what is price of inputs? Production function is nothing but technological relationship between inputs and output. That means what is the quantity you have produced with the amount of inputs you have at your hand. That means if you want to produce burgers, you need potatoes, you need tomato, you need mayonnaise, you need buns, for that, and all these costs will be added up. And what is the output you got? Suppose you, with all these inputs you made 10 burgers. That means 10 burgers is equal to maybe 200 rupees of your commodities or inputs you have purchased. So that is cost output relationship, or you can say production function, and the price of inputs are to be considered. Then, given the production function and input prices, the optimum input combination for a given output level can be determined. This method is called engineering method, as the estimates of least cost combinations are provided by engineers. So here the engineers provide you the least cost combination. That means with the least amount of cost you can produce maximum amount of output. That is the function that is provided by engineers, and that's why this method is very important, and that's why it's known as engineering method. The assumption made while using this method is that both technology and factor prices are constant. So assumption, that means this method cannot work unless and until these are kept constant. What is constant over here? Technology and factor prices have to be kept constant. But this is not always possible. With lapse of time, with passage of time, your cost will increase or factor prices will increase, and your technology will also change. That's why this method is relevant only in the short run. So you can use this engineering approach and engineering method in short run only, not for long run, because in long run your technology will change and factor prices will also change. Then accounting approach. In accountancy, the cost output relationship is estimated by dividing the total cost into fixed cost, variable cost and semi-variable cost. All these components are then separately estimated. What are fixed costs? Cost of your fixed assets. These are your plant, machinery, equipment which you purchase and which you tend to use for more than 10 to 20 years. So that is fixed cost is there, and that is for capital and the plant and machinery. Then variable cost. These are the costs which are incurred in day-to-day functioning or operation of your business. Maybe the cost of raw material, electricity, your labor, etc. is the cost that is known as variable cost. And semi-variable cost. There are certain assets which experience wear and tear after some usage. Maybe they wipe out, or maybe they finish after some use. Maybe the gas cylinder, if you are using, if you have some snack making business, in that you will use gas cylinders, LPG cylinders. So LPG cylinder, if it is used continuously for 4 or 5 days, it will get finished, it will get empty. So what will happen? That is semi variable cost. Then suppose frying pans in your hotel industry. When I was doing some survey in hotel industry, they told me that, ma'am, we use these frying pans not more than 10 to 15 days. That means these frying pans will not last more than 10 to 15 days. At homes, we use our frying pan for more than an year or 2 years we can use. But in hotel industry, in restaurants, these frying pans do not last more than 1 or 2 weeks. So these are semi-variable costs. Then all these components are there separately estimated. Here, the average variable cost, the semi-variable cost which is fixed over a certain range of time, which is fixed. Semi-variable cost is fixed over a certain period of time, like cost of frying pan, cost of LPG and other costs, maybe cost of fuse, plugs, etc. which you use, lenses in camera, tube lights, etc. are semi-variable costs. Okay, and fixed costs are determined on the basis of inspection experience. In this method, you need to have a lot of experience and expertise to assess the cost, to estimate the cost. The total cost of the average and marginal cost for each level of output can then be obtained through a simple arithmetic procedure. Simple arithmetic procedure, what is that? That is plus and minus. By adding up all the costs, you can find the total cost. The accountancy method appears to be quite simple, but it is a bit cumbersome as one has to maintain a detailed breakdown of costs. So, this method is sounding simple. Why? Because we only have to add all the different kinds of costs. But at times it can be cumbersome. Why? Because you have to maintain a detailed breakdown of costs, which is fixed cost, which is variable cost, which is semi-variable cost. You have to determine them all and maintain a record of them. Then, a period of time, a good estimates of actual cost output relationship. Okay? Then one must have experience with wide range of fluctuations in output rate to come up with accurate estimates. So output rates may be different at different times. Costs may also be different because in market you may experience in certain things like in seasonal products, they can become cheaper during season and dearer or expensive during off-season times. Take for example potato chips. When they are made, okay, they are made of potato. So during certain period of season, like in nowadays, your potatoes will be cheaper. But during summer seasons, potatoes may be expensive. So these type of fluctuations may be experienced by people who are involved in this type of business. Then statistical approach. It is the most widely adopted method of determining the relationship between cost and output. It is the best and the most widely used method. Under this method, historical data on cost and output are used to estimate the cost-output relationship. Historical data, what is that? Historical data is the data which you have stored in your logbooks, in your computer hard drives, which you have been experiencing through years. Suppose your business has been running for 10 years and now you have past 10-year data at your disposal and you can see what were the cost, what was the output, and cost-output relationship can be seen. And based on that experience, you can assess the future relationship also. Under this method, the historical data on cost and output is used. Okay, then the basic technique is used for this purpose. Adding is used and estimation experience is used. The data could be time series data of a firm in the industry or of all firms in the industry, or a cross-section data for a particular year. So there are three types of data: time series data of a firm. If you have a single firm, you can use time series data. That means past 10 to 20 years of data you can use for your estimation. Then if you want to use, you can use data of all the firms in any industry. Take for example sugar mills in sugar industry of Uttar Pradesh or maybe of Tamil Nadu. Okay, so we can get data of all the firms in sugar industry and we can estimate what is the cost output relationship. Then you can also select certain firms for certain year or certain month and you can get data from all these firms, and this is known as cross section data. Cross section means one time study of certain group of or certain sample of your that means any item you can take. Here we have taken firms, so we may select 10 firms, and for those 10 firms we may select data for month of January 2024. That is cross section data, and you can get your cost estimation output from that also. Okay, so this was about cost output relationship and cost estimation methods. These are three methods, that is your engineering approach, accounting approach, and statistical approach that you use for cost estimation. This is very important question when it comes to your exams. This is theoretical question and you can score more in that. So that's why I have given you this question, and this is the end of your cost analysis. We have completed our cost chapter. Now we will move on to our production chapter, and we will start our production videos from tomorrow. Thank you so much. Take care. God bless you for watching my videos and subscribing my channel. Thank you. Take care.